Today's video, I'm going to see if I can go from lineman to saddle hunter. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so this is my climbing belt that I use working on power poles. It's a leather belt, and you can see it's got a small D-ring and a large D-ring. One is for my rope secondary, which is very similar to the lineman rope that comes with your climbing kit. But one is for my secondary, and then one is for my main climbing belt, or my climbing safety, which is my buck squeeze. And I'll show you the differences in those here in just a minute, and I'll show you the similarities with your climbing kit, with your saddle. So this is my belt. There's the D-rings, and it just hooks right around your waist, just like your tree saddle would. And then you hook your ropes up here. Okay, so this is the tree saddle I went with. It was a kit that I got off of Trophyline. I got the pack out kit. First thing I noticed is the similarities. This is your main belt, and then you've got two loops here. You've got a big one and a little one. And also, one of the differences is this has got leg straps. Now I'll tell you something funny. Where I'm so used to climbing poles, the second time I had this out, I actually climbed, put all my climb sticks up, put my platform up, got set up, and I realized I didn't even have my leg straps hooked. And that's just where I'm a lineman, and I don't have leg straps on my climbing gear. But my tree saddle. Kind of excited about that. You know you're a lineman, and you switch to a saddle when you climb the tree and get set up, and you hadn't even strapped your leg straps in yet. They got her taken care of. Use your leg straps. Alright guys, so your climbing kit comes with two ropes they call lineman rope. I bought some ascenders to go on mine instead of using just a press-it knot. So you can adjust it. I'll show you how to adjust it here in a minute. But it comes with two lineman ropes. And then I'll show you how you get those hooked up. Alright, so when you're climbing and putting your sticks on, your platform on, you want to use this smaller loop. It puts more pressure on your hips. And the big loops, once you get settled in, you put your other lineman rope up, and I'll show you how to rig it in a minute. But it goes in your bigger loops. But anyway, so this is very similar to when I'm climbing a pole and working a pole out, to how my actual lineman gear is set up. I've got D-rings here and here, and I've got they call it a rope secondary. It's really similar to this, and that's why I bought these ascenders. If you need to get closer to the pole, you pull this up, and you tighten it up, and you're closer to the pole or the tree. If you want to loosen it up, let it out to the length you need it, and it'll set. But use this as you're going up and putting your sticks up. Okay, this one is the one I use for work. This one goes in my climbing gear. You can see it's just a rope, but it's got a carabiner on both sides. So you can see the similarities. Very similar. I like this one actually better, but this one will work. It's lighter. All right, once you get where you're going to the height you want with your climbing saddle, you take your extra lineman rope. I've got it set up with the ascender, just like I do my primary one. You want to choke it around the pole. It comes with a pre-made loop, so you just choke it around the tree. I keep saying pole, but I mean tree. So you're just going to choke it. And then this thing comes with a little bridge. And this is the bridge. It goes on your big loops. It goes from one side to the other. Your bridge goes from one side to the other. and then it hooks in to your carabiner right there. This is my bridge. It's in my other loops. I'm gonna hook it right into my carabiner. Twist that where it cannot come undone on you. Then I'm gonna adjust this up. So now I'm in the saddle. Once you get in the saddle, you can take this one loose. Now I've got it loose, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in my pouch. I'm done with it. Or a lot of people use it to choke around the tree here to hang their backpack or hang whatever other gear they might have. But once you do that, you're in the saddle and you're ready to hunt. You're hanging. So that's pretty nice. Now for lineman, this part right here would be just like my buck squeeze. I'll show you it. All right, so I've got my buck squeeze on my actual tree saddle. You can see it hooks in your loops, just like your lineman rope. But this is a two-parter. So instead of choking the tree or the pole, in this case, like you do with the saddle, this one actually goes around back behind the pole, and then you bring your carabiner up and lock it in, get it to the height you want, and it's adjusted in. And it's just like choking it. See, I can hang here just like you do in a saddle. The only difference is this my bridge is up here against the pole or against the tree instead of down here at my waist. That's the difference between actual lineman gear and this tree saddle. All right, guys, so I'm set up. You can see I've got my lineman rope choked right here. Got it into my bridge. I've got my platform on. I didn't put any climbing sticks, just a platform, just to get the feel for it. Honestly, it's just like my climbing gear when I'm at work. I feel just as comfortable on it as anything. I could shoot 360 just about. The only difference is I've not got my hooks on my feet, and I'm kind of glad of that. I had a lot of people ask me, say, why don't you just take your climbing hooks and hunt with them? Well, to be honest with you, as much as I've worked out of them, after a while they get super uncomfortable. When you've got to have a good steel shank in your boots, or they'll just break down your boots. So to not have to wear those would be a blessing. That's why I got the tree sticks, the climbing sticks, and the platform, because there's no way I would enjoy hunting if I was in my hooks. Also, it took me a long time to come around to saddles, for the fact that I work out this stuff all the time, and I just didn't think it would be that comfortable. But I'll be honest with you, this tree saddle is super comfortable. It's way more comfortable than my climbing belt that I use for work. And honestly, I believe I could climb and work out of this tree saddle. So I'm gonna try that next, just to see if I could climb a pole with my climbing gear from work and using my tree saddle. All right, guys, I got my buck squeeze hooked up to my tree saddle. I believe this is going to work fine. I believe I could work out of it. I believe I could do it. It's actually way more comfortable than my climbing belt. There you have it. I think I'm a saddle hunter now. I'm gonna go to the woods and see what we can do. Stay tuned for the next video.